first things first, let me take this off my wrist because for some reason, this little thing, I get roasted and toasted that I never take my ponytail off. So it's off. Everyone relax. And now let's do it. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel and happy working Vlogmas Day 2. For today's video, I am going to be doing a Q&A. I popped up a little question box onto my Instagram and I asked you guys to ask me any questions that you have, anything and everything. I said, ask away. You guys got the questions and hopefully, let's just hope, I have some of the answers for you. So we are going to get started with today's questions. All right, question number 1. How do I know when to take a rest day? This is honestly a great question because I think it is something that so many people, including myself, can struggle with from time to time. I think the biggest thing with taking a rest day is that it is so important to listen to your body. Your body knows when it is important to take a rest day. I think in the beginning when I first started training, I thought that rest days were literally the enemy. Like I thought if I took rest days, I was never going to see progress. I need to work out 7 days a week, week in and week out, and let me tell you, that is impossible, and you will burn out, and you will roast and toast your muscles, and you will not be able to see the proper progress because you are just putting so much stress and fatigue onto your body and your muscles. I would say as a good rule of thumb, it is super important to at least have one complete and total rest day every single week. For the most part, on any given week, I am working out anywhere from 5 to 6 days every single week. Now, that doesn't always mean I'm lifting 6 days every single week. Some days it's more of an active rest day. Some it is more of just like a cardio and core type of day. But for the most part, 6 days every single week, I am lifting. That means at least one day every single week, I am taking a complete and total rest day. I am not doing anything. I am not going for a walk unless it's like a slow, casual, leisure walk with Timmy, just like hanging out, not like trying to walk to get exercises, like an actual relaxing walk. I am just stretching. I am just laying around and letting my body rest and recover. Your body needs that. I would say as a good rule of thumb, also something to think about is that you should not be working the same muscle group to an extreme within 48 hours of each other. So let's say on Monday I do a very intense leg workout. I should probably wait until at least Wednesday or Thursday to do another leg workout. You guys always point out the fact that I do my leg workouts on Mondays and then Fridays for the most part. But for me, having that time to really rest and recover allows my body to really be able to push myself during both of those workouts, where if they were closer together, that would be a lot more difficult for me. But at the end of the day, listen to your body, and if you need a second or a third or even sometimes a fourth rest day, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, as long as when you are working out, you're getting the absolute most out of those workouts. Question number 2. Why do you never really film with your fiance? So Timmy is a relatively very private person. I have decided to put my life out on the internet. I have decided to share so much about myself, whether it is personally or in the gym. Timmy never really decided that for the two of us. He doesn't even really post on his own Instagram. I mean, I tag him in stories and he doesn't share them to his story. I think the last time he posted was literally at my sister's wedding over a year ago. He is just not active on social media. And out of the two of us, he's definitely significantly more shy and he just doesn't really want everything all out in the open, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I chose to put all of myself out on the internet. I chose to share a lot of my life with you guys, and he did not choose to do that. So while, yeah, you'll see him in clips here or there, you guys saw him in my last vlog where we were setting up our Christmas tree, you'll see him like occasionally walking around in the background. Like, he did not decide to put his life all out on the internet the way I did. So I just choose to respect his privacy, and when I want him to film something with me or when he pops in here or there, that's no big deal, and he's more than happy to do that. But he definitely feels more comfortable kind of being like behind the scenes and not really being like all up in a video the way I am, like talking to the camera. It's just not something he feels comfortable with, so why am I gonna put him through that? So even though I don't show a lot of him, like we spend a lot of time together, I always get a lot of questions like, are you guys even in a happy relationship? Like, yes, we're very, very happy together. I just choose to share a lot of myself because I'm very open with you guys on the internet, and he just doesn't really care to do that, so I'm not going to force him to. How do you stay motivated all of the time? I do not. I think this is a really, really common misconception about people that post workouts or they share a lot about their fitness journey, is they ask, how do you stay motivated all the time? I most certainly do not stay motivated all the time. I would say the biggest thing that gets me in the gym, even on those days when I don't want to work out, is just determination and also knowing myself mentally. And that even on days where I'm like, I don't even want to get out of bed, when I go into the gym and I get a workout in some capacity, even if it's literally like walk on the treadmill for 20 minutes and do a little bit of core, I know mentally I always feel better. It is pretty rare for me to leave a workout being like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. It's very, very rare. So for me and myself and my body, I know myself. And so on those days that I'm like, oh, I really would rather just sleep in a little bit, I'm like, no, you're gonna feel better in an hour from now. Once you're in the middle of your workout, you've gotten your body moving and all of that. So at the end of the day, nobody is motivated 24/7. If there's something in your mind that you want to achieve, if there's a goal that you want to reach, you have to stay disciplined towards it. On those days, what is your why? What drives you to show up? Is it reaching a specific goal? Is it knowing you mentally or physically are going to feel better? For me, and I've shared this with you guys so many times recently, I don't have any very specific goals that I want to achieve, but it mentally and physically makes me feel much better. So on days when I don't want to get out of bed, that's my why. Just knowing that I'm going to be feeling so much better in an hour from now, even though right now I don't want to get out of bed, that's what drives me to get up and to get a workout going. And that's what pushes me on those days where I may not feel motivated. It's just remembering my why and knowing that in an hour from now, I'm going to feel better. So just start the workout, and whatever it looks like, and then I'll feel better afterwards. How do you stay on track during the holidays? I think this is very, very difficult to do, if I'm being completely honest with you. And I think there's two different ways that you can take an approach with this. If you are someone that has very, very specific goals that you want to achieve, whether it's to lose weight, to gain muscle, to lose body fat percentage, whatever the case may be, if you have a very specific goal, just remember that goal. Allow yourself every so often through the holidays to maybe pop off your macros or to not track a day so you can enjoy it. But if you do have very, very specific goals, allow yourself to still enjoy the holidays. Just do it within reason. No one's saying that you can't sit here and eat a cookie, or no one's sitting here and saying you can't enjoy going out and eating a little bit with your friends if they want to go out to a restaurant, but you just have to do it within reason. I mean, there's no reason why you need to stop yourself from doing all the things you enjoy doing, but I also think it's just important to do everything in moderation. So there's no reason why, even if you have very specific goals, you can't allow yourself to have a day or a week of a little bit more relaxed lifestyle. Everyone does it. It's just important then that at the end of that week, you just get right back into it, continue working through the good and normal routine that you have created for yourself. So even if you have specific goals, I think it's totally fine to take a couple days of not being as strict. So I would still say track if that's something you're doing and it's something that is not going to be too tedious for you to do. Still track and just kind of keep yourself accountable about where you're at. And then whenever you're done kind of enjoying the holiday, just get right back into it, get right back into your normal routine, and then you're going to have no problem reaching your goals. Still, if you're someone like me, on the other hand, that is really just doing all of this to lead a healthy lifestyle, you're not tracking, you really just want to feel good, you want to look good, the whole 9 yards, everything in moderation is totally fine, which includes the holidays. You're going to maybe drink a little bit of eggnog. You're going to eat some chocolate chip cookies. You're going to have some drinks with your friends and family, and that is okay. And same thing that I just said there, everything in moderation is fine. Just don't allow yourself to take 1 week and let it turn into 2 weeks and let it turn into a month, and then suddenly it's been 2 months since you've done anything to better your physical or your mental health, and you're starting back over from square one. There's absolutely nothing wrong with pushing pause and allowing yourself to enjoy the holidays and to enjoy time with your friends and family, but that doesn't mean that you need to take weeks and weeks off. So just remember, everything in moderation is totally and completely normal. It is totally and completely fine, and that doesn't derail your fitness progress. You're going to get right back into it, and then when it is time, just restart everything back up, and you'll be good to go, no problem. At the end of the day, this is a lifestyle. Holidays come and go every single year. So find what works for you, develop habits through the holidays that work best for you, portion control yourself, or let yourself have a little bit of fun, but then make sure that you're good about getting right back into the swing of things come when the holidays are ending, so you can get right back into your regular journey. What is your favorite and least favorite part about your jobs, both training and then social media? So I work as a personal trainer. My absolute favorite part about being a personal trainer is that I have the opportunity every single day to make a difference, a positive difference in someone's life. And I think that is so incredibly powerful. It is crazy to me when I will have clients tell me that I have changed their entire life, because I just cannot even imagine doing that. Like, I just cannot imagine having that much power over someone, and just if I can give them or change their life in the smallest little bit, whether it is looking at themselves differently or helping them develop healthy habits that they can carry through the rest of their life, or they've learned all these new exercises that now they can go and apply out on their own even when they're done working with me. For me, that is such a win. It is something that I have seen so many amazing success stories in my less than a year of working in a gym as a personal trainer, and it's just so incredible to see that every single day you have the power to be a positive influence on somebody else's life. And for me, that's just such an amazing feeling. And then as far as my least favorite part of it, I guess it would just have to be the craziness of the schedule, and that is totally self-inflicted and something that I did by myself. I do have set hours that I am required to be there, but I've taken on a lot more hours. I've taken on a lot more clients than was what is necessary or expected of me. And so I would just say for myself, that's the hardest part, just because there are some days I'll put in 12 to 14 hour days, or that I won't come home. I'll leave my house at 5:30 in the morning and I won't come home till 9 p.m. And so that is probably the most difficult part of the job. I wouldn't say that it is not something that I didn't do to myself by any means, but it definitely, I think, is the most challenging aspect of it, is that it can be physically draining on you because you're out moving all day long, on top of getting my own workout in, on top of trying to like have some sort of a social life, on top of doing all of this as well. So it definitely, like, just the time that I have decided to I wanted to put into this job has been probably the most difficult part of it. And then as far as social media, which is doesn't really feel like a job for me. It just kind of feels like something that I enjoy doing and I enjoy sharing with you guys. I would say my favorite part of it is that I feel like if I can put something out onto the internet, whether it's on YouTube or on my Instagram, and I can make a positive impact or make a difference in literally one person's life, then I am doing my job. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like all I want to do is share my story, share my experiences, share what I've been through. And if in doing that, I can make a difference in one person's life, or if I could make one person smile that day, then I am doing what I want to be doing. I never in 1,000,000 years thought that either my Instagram or my YouTube page would have grown to kind of the extent that it has in just a little over a year of doing all of this. And it still confuses me why people would want to sit here and hear about what I have to say or hear about my life and all that. But I think it's amazing that if I can make and know that I have made a difference in a couple people's lives, then all of it has been worth it. And then I've talked about this before, but probably my least favorite part of it is that there is not literally one thing you can put out onto the internet that won't get some sort of criticism. There has not been one post, there has not been one video, there has not been one story or one day that goes by that I have not received a negative comment about something. And it doesn't have to be, it could be literally the way I look that day. It could be how my voice sounds. It could be the fact that I whisper because I really enjoy whispering to you guys and people don't like that. It could literally be, it could be my form when I'm posting a workout video. It doesn't matter, but everyone has to have a comment about something. And sometimes those negative comments are very loud and that's all you can hear. And it makes you question, like, why am I doing this? Why am I wasting my time? Does it even matter? Do people even care? So those negative comments can be really loud sometimes. So if I had one thing I dislike about it, it would just be the fact that sometimes those negative comments do get to you. They really do affect you, and they affect whether you want to continue or not. And then I do get a couple positive comments and it makes everything worth it. So I think the positives totally outweigh the negatives, but there definitely are negatives about putting your entire life out on social media. You are putting yourself out to the world to be criticized, and you also can be put out on the internet to be loved. So I think that, like, there's a pros and cons of both. So all right, the next question. I'm terrified to go to the gym for the first time. What are your top 3 tips? Okay, I have actually done entire videos on like tips for beginners heading into the gym, so I would totally go look over at those, and that would give you a better idea of kind of some of my top tips. But if I had to quickly summarize 3 of my top tips: 1, make sure you have a general layout of your gym going into the gym. Go on a tour. Hopefully you did when you signed up for a membership, but definitely go on a tour so you have a general idea of where is the equipment, what equipment am I going to be using, what areas am I going to gravitate towards. Just have a general idea of kind of like where you're going to be spending your time. 2, go in with a plan for your workout. Don't just go in there blind. I think so many people go in not having a strict plan, and then they feel like they're aimlessly walking around the gym. So at least your first day in the gym, have a plan for what you want your workout to look like. Have an idea for the exercises you want to be doing. That is going to help guide your workout and just make you feel so much more confident in the gym, because you know, like, okay, next I'm going to do bicep curls. Okay, next I'm going to do squats. Like, you just know, like, that's what I'm doing today. Boom. And then you'll feel good. And 3, and this is probably the most important in my mind, wear whatever the fork makes you feel comfortable. This is so important to me. If you feel comfortable in a sweatshirt and leggings, wear it. If you feel comfortable in a t-shirt and leggings, wear it. If you feel comfortable in a sports bra and leggings, wear it. And do not let anyone make you feel like you should not be wearing that in the gym. Whatever is going to make you feel comfortable in the gym, that's what you should wear. Honestly, when you look good and you feel confident, you are going to have a good workout. I believe that. I believe that to my core. When you feel insecure about how you look, your workouts always reflect that. I've seen that just in the past. So go in with the plan, have a good layout of your gym, and kind of know where everything is that you want to be using, and get a hot fire fit on, whatever makes you feel comfortable, whatever makes you feel comfortable, and then go in there and crush the workout. Day 1 is always going to be the scariest. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you. No one is staring at you as much as you think they are. It can be so easy to think that everyone and their mother in the gym is staring at you. And I promise you they are not. They are focused on themselves and their own workouts. So be focused on yourself and your own workouts, and you will be good to freaking go. So don't overthink it. Just go in there, have a hot fire flames workout. Day 1 is the toughest. It all gets easier from there. The next question: what is your wedding date? Timmy and I will be getting married on May 20th of 2022. I cannot believe it. We are less than 6 months away, and that is absolutely mind-boggling to me. I can't wait to marry him. I literally am just so freaking excited. It kind of terrifies me to be like a wife, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm very excited to be like his wife, if you know what I'm saying. All right, the next question is, how many kids do you want and when do you want to have them? As of right now, I obviously have not given birth and do not know what it is like to be pregnant or give birth or any of that. But if I am lucky enough to be able to have my own kids, I would, as of right now, like to have 4 kids. That has kind of been my ideal number. I grew up in a really big family. I am one of 6 kids. So right now, 4 kids is the number in my mind that I would like to have. I am slightly becoming more comfortable with the concept of having 3 kids, but I'm not going to lie. Odd numbers kind of terrify me. So while I say that now, I could change my opinion literally once I have kids. But also, like I said, I've never been through childbirth. So get back to me after I've been through 1 birth, and then we'll report back. So I would say 4 kids is my ideal number, maybe potentially 3 if I can settle on an odd number. And I think if I had to give a time frame, and obviously I don't know when I want to have kids, but if I had to give a time frame, I am 23, I will be 23 when I get married. I would say most likely by 26 or 27 at the earliest is when I would want to start having kids. I want Timmy and I to have a few years of just us being in a marriage. Once you have kids, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with having kids early. There's absolutely nothing wrong with anyone's timeline. This is just my timeline, and in my mind, I would like a few years. Timmy and I don't have a house yet. We are right now living in an apartment complex, and I love our apartment complex, but we're living in an apartment complex. So I would like to have a house that is for the 2 of us, and I would like to have some years of being able to travel and do things and go places, just the 2 of us, before we bring any kids into the world. Because once I am committed to being a mom, and once he is committed to being a dad, I want that to be my focus. And right now, and I always say it, I'm too selfish to have kids. I'm at a point in my life where I want to be able to do what I want to be able to do, and I don't want to have to worry about somebody relying on me day in and day out. And once you have kids, that all shifts. And so when I am ready to have kids, I think I'm going to know. But right now in my mind, 26/27 is kind of when I could see myself starting to have kids. I definitely want to be a young mom, but I also don't want to rush the process. I want it just to happen when it's supposed to happen. My next question is, how did you develop your workout split? So honestly, I think what's really, really important when you develop a workout split is figuring out how many days a week you want to be active. For myself, I know that I'm going to commit to being active 5 to 6 days every single week. Out of those days, then I can decide, okay, I want 2 days to be upper body focused, 2 days to be lower body focused. That's 4 days of the week. The other 2 days, one, I always like to have an active recovery day of some sort. More of like cardio, mobility, stretching, core, really focus on more of like an active rest day. Like you're still getting movement in, but you're also not like physically putting a super crazy demand on your body. And then the other day, I get to do kind of whatever I feel like doing. I've been taking that 6 a.m. class with Vinny that I really, really enjoy. Sometimes I do full body workouts, so it kind of depends. So honestly, at the end of the day, based around how many days you're able to work out every single week. If you are able to work out 3 days a week, then you can split it up as an upper body day, a lower body day, or a full body day. Or if gaining a dump truck is one of your goals, then maybe you should have 2 lower body days and an upper body day. Whatever your goal is, you're gonna base your workout split around that. So it's really hard to say like a definitive, like this is how you're supposed to build your workout split. I would just say decide how many days you wanna be active, decide what your primary goals are, and then you can kind of build your split from there. All right, last question, and it is perfect because it's Fork and Vlogmas, it's the holidays, it's time to shop for our loved ones. This last question is, give me some ideas for my boyfriend for the holidays. Okay, so first off, guys can be so freaking difficult to shop for because I feel like what they want is always like all over the place. And like, I don't know about you guys, but like Timmy has fairly expensive hobbies. Like he rides dirt bikes, a very expensive hobby. He golfs, a very expensive hobby. So when I want to get him something for one of those 2 things, it's a very expensive commitment. So I would say across the board, some of my favorite gifts to give him is some sort of shoe, like shoes of some sort. Definitely like clothing, like depending on what they do for work. You can maybe buy them like work clothes. If they have any if Timmy likes golfing, so I can get him like some golf shirts, some like sweaters that he can wear for like the chillier months when he's out golfing, things like that. But also like think about things that they want but they wouldn't really buy for themselves. Like I feel like those are my favorite types of gifts to get as well. Things I've been like, you know what, I have been wanting something like that. I just haven't been wanting to make the commitment of buying it. So I would just think like hats are always a good option for guys. I feel like you can't go wrong with like socks or ties if they dress up a lot, like things like that. But also like I really, if you want like electronics, like you can never go wrong with the new like Apple Watch or like AirPods. Like there's always new versions of those. So depending on like what your significant other likes, those are always good options as well. But I also feel like think about things that you know they're gonna use and you know they're gonna be like, wow, that was such a good idea, but I would never have bought it for myself. Like those are some of my favorite gifts. I'm not gonna tell you guys what I'm getting Timmy for Christmas because if he watches this video, which I don't know if he watches my videos, he probably doesn't, but if he watches my videos, I don't want to tell you, but what I'm getting him is something that like I know he'll really like, but not something he's going to buy for himself. So that's like my biggest tip for you guys this year. Like think about all the things that like when you're out shopping with each other, they're like, that's pretty cool, or maybe I should get that, and then be like, ooh, you're not gonna buy it for yourself, so I'll buy it for you. Maybe that could help. I am going to wrap up the video for today. I love Q&As, guys. I feel like my YouTube fam just knows me so much more than anyone else does because I can sit here and I can just rant and I can ramble about whatever the fork comes to my mind. So I just feel like you guys get me in a whole nother way than anyone else can. So if you guys like this video, if you've been loving Vlogmas so far, we are 2 days in, 10 days to go. We got a lot of days left in us. Please make sure you go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Y'all already know it supports my channel. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss another video that I post. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on my Instagram so you can see all the fitness, health, and lifestyle content that I post on there. And I'll catch you guys here next time.